So before I get started, I want to introduce some of our new family members. This is Finley. Finley is going to be the guardian for the chickens. She is 7 weeks now. She's a Bernese Mountain Dog, just like Moose, and her and Moose get along real well. So obviously we have her inside because she's too young to be outside by herself. Thank you, little girl. You're so sweet. And she is just the cutest little thing. So that's one of our new family members. And then I will also show you guys. We have a whole bunch of new family members in here. We have 40 chicks, and we had to cover that bin this morning because now they are big enough that they can jump out. So that's fun. And they're growing every day. It's crazy how quickly they grow. So exciting things. The coop is almost finished. We're also done with, we've been getting heavy rain. So Tyler has not been able to work on the pool, but we finally have a break from all the rain. So he's actually using the excavator right now to dig out the rest of the pool. So that's super exciting. And my retreat, our first Homestead retreat, is around the corner, October 23rd through 27th. It is fully booked. It was actually fully booked within 6 days of me posting it, which is a record. So that's exciting. But we will surely be hosting more. So if you're interested in joining a future retreat, and if you want to be notified of a future retreat, please shoot me an email at rebecca@tailoredketo.health and just say, hey, I would like to be notified of the next retreat, and I will put you on the list of people to notify before I post it publicly, like on Instagram. So you'll get, the first chance to sign up. They do book up pretty quickly, especially this last one. So that's exciting. So anyways, this video is going to be about diet pop. This was a requested video, and it's an excellent topic because a lot of people are not reaching their goals because of diet pop or diet soda. I call it pop. Even though we live in the South, I grew up in Michigan and I called it pop. So sucralose and aspartame definitely have a bad rap for a good reason. They are not good for your microbiome. The combination of sucralose and aspartame is, I believe, the most deadly and the most dangerous. Sucralose in isolation, to me, I don't think it's the end of the world if I ingest it, but there's nothing that I'm eating that would have sucralose, so I don't. To me, sucralose is not as non-negotiable as seed oils in my book. However, again, there's nothing that I'm eating or would eat that would have sucralose in the first place. However, I do see sucralose having a strong link with insulin resistance. When you are sipping on something that's sweet tasting but is 0 calories, you are sending a signal to your body that you're ingesting sugar or you're ingesting something, but even though it's 0 calories, and maybe it's not spiking your glucose, but it's still raising your insulin. Just like if you walk by a bakery and something is cooking and it makes you salivate, that also raises a cephalic insulin response. I believe we get an even stronger insulin response when we ingest something that is sweet tasting. This applies to even stevia. So I drink Redmond Relight. It's my favorite electrolyte drink. And I make a hydration slushie every day for my husband and I. And I drink those electrolytes, but I'm very mindful of when I consume them. I'm trying not to just sip on them throughout the day because that is a sweet tasting thing, and I don't want to be sending the signal to my brain that I'm ingesting something sweet throughout the whole day, because that will give a cephalic insulin response. And when you have any type of insulin response, you're not burning fat. So that is something to keep in mind. Stevia is way better than sucralose in my book. Sucralose is also linked to a lot of microbiome changes. I see it causing weight loss stalls for a lot of people, clients and non-clients. Even just people that I went to grade school with, and I see them on Facebook, and I know they're addicted to Diet Coke and they're still drinking it, and sometimes people are not even eating a lot of food, but they're drinking diet soda all day and they're not losing weight. But I've seen it happen with my clients as well, where this was the only thing that they allowed to slip back in, and suddenly their weight is back up and they're stalling and they're just not losing it. So I've seen that happen a multitude of times. So I know there's a connection there, and I believe it is due to the changes within the microbiome and the insulin resistance that it causes. So I'm not a big fan of diet pop or diet soda. I do think that if someone has an addiction to something, no, David. No, sir. I do believe that if someone has an addiction to diet soda, that the Zevias can be a good step down to help you get off of that. I definitely drank those for a long season, and in the beginning of my healing journey, that was one of the last things that I had to remove, and I just craved that sweet tasting thing after a meal, and I would chug those, and I was addicted. Like, even when I was super broke, I was buying those, and they are not super cheap, and it's interesting how much I craved them, so it was good that I cut them out. I think that stevia is much more friendly. Now, I know that people are going to disagree. There's a whole book written about stevia and the dangers of it. However, if you actually look at the studies, the actual solid research that we have, it takes an obnoxious quantity of stevia to have any negative effect. I have been coaching since 2020. I've worked with a lot of people. I have not worked with more than 3 people who had a true issue with stevia. And it was more like, it makes me bloated. I don't see an issue. So if you're using stevia here and there, I personally don't have an issue with it. Unless it's something that triggers you to go binge on real sugar. Then it should be, no, nothing sweet tasting. I understand that there are abstainers and moderators, and sweet tasting things can be a trigger. They can make things hyper palatable. It can work against people in certain situations. But kind of just depends on the season and the type of person you are. So anyways, diet soda is not advised. I think a good way to get off of it would be the Zevia if you have to, but even better, seltzer water. Topo Chico it's refreshing. I think everyone loves a good carbonated, cold, crisp, carbonated beverage. And we love seltzer waters. I drink seltzer water every day, and it's delicious. I think that just like any other addiction, once you get yourself off of it, you really won't even appreciate it the same way once you do that. I hear that time and time again, like when people finally quit the diet soda and then they have another one later on, they're like, yeah, I couldn't even finish it. Like, it was so sweet and artificial tasting. So just like anything else, you kind of just have to do it. But I think that you could add in some seltzer water or something like that to make it more doable. Those are my main points on diet soda. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. I really try to answer some of the comments here. I get a lot of comments on YouTube that are just different than Instagram, different than email or whatever. Sometimes people are asking for advice where I just simply need more information. There are a lot of things that don't have a black and white answer, and I need to know more about you. But I will do my best to help, even through the comment section. So I hope this encourages someone out there. Diet soda is not good for you. It's not good. Not to mention all the dyes in a lot of the diet sodas out there as well, which are endocrine disruptors, really not good things that honestly are banned in other countries. But that's another video. So maybe we'll do that next time.